What's up, guys? Evil here from It's Always Halloween. Today I'm just going to do a little unbox and just short-term review of the Bell+Howell DNV16HDZ, which is like a total mouthful. So I wanted this camera because I wanted a camera with night shot. Sony has since discontinued night shot in their more consumer-grade cameras quite a while ago. Well, apparently these guys have kind of stepped in and to fill that void. So I picked this up on Amazon, $166 shipped with Prime, and the reviews on this thing are mixed. Since there's nothing really in this price point that does night shot, I just figured I would go ahead and give it a try. My initial kind of thoughts are that for the dough, it's not bad. It is a 1080p camcorder, and I think that this thing was designed with like you ghost hunter types in mind. It's got all kinds of neat features like motion detection, so you can literally set it up on standby, put motion detection on, and then it will start recording if it detects enough motion on the screen. It has like time-lapse built in, so you can do time-lapse photography. If you want to set it up overnight and see if something moves or your house is haunted or whatever. So for me, like, I'm just going to be using it for the It's Always Halloween YouTube channel, which may, I'm going to have to shoot some stuff in the dark. Basically, just from the need, I was trying to shoot video in my garage the other day for the upcoming Halloween party, and my camera had just sucked in the dark, or in the low light. It just wouldn't work. So I picked this up. My initial impressions of it are really good. I've only used it around the house a little bit. I'll be using it this weekend, but this is a pretty kick-ass camera for the money. 1080p, 720p, night shot. It's got an LED on the front, so just for low light if you don't want to go into infrared. Only 10x optical. To compare with this camera that I'm shooting this video with, has 52x optical. But like I say, I'm not wanting this for like really long shots. It supports two SD cards, micro and standard, and you can run them at the same time to have up to 32 gigs of storage, which is killer. And it charges just off of simple USB, which is really convenient. So they give you a wall USB charger, they give you a USB cable, HDMI cable, which is included, which that's unheard of, and an adapter, AC adapter. This must be like, oh yeah, so it's like international. You can have all kinds of different plugs, but they give you the US plug, and then AV cables. The camcorder, let's go ahead. I like it because it fires up as soon as you open the screen. It's touchscreen, 3-inch LCD, built-in lens cover. The touchscreen, it's okay. I've owned Sonys in the past that have touchscreen. They were a little more kind of tactile, but this is okay. It's not terrible for the money. It lets you easily switch between camera and video mode. What I think is killer is you can adjust the exposure right on the fly. It's right on the main screen. This camera I'm holding, I have to dig into a menu several levels deep to get at the exposure. You can change your quality settings, autofocus, get to your playback functions, and then of course your main menu. So all that stuff is really pretty cool. What was I going to say? Oh, so, and to change over to the different shooting modes, so you just push this button here up, and it didn't work. So you can see it's got a little flashlight there on the front, which is handy if you're in the dark, and then if you hit it one more time, it switches to infrared. You can see the infrared light on there, and then the screen obviously becomes reactive to a lot lower light. So it's really easy to switch between all those. which is really cool. Exposure settings are right on this jog dial, and then autofocus and macro settings are all right there too. Your USB charge and all that stuff, and HDMI are right there on the side. And this camera's got good heft. It has the mic is right on top. It's really responsive. It works pretty well to someone who's talking behind the camera, which that's important if you're doing blogging or whatnot. The only thing I really don't like about it is the only record button is here, so you have to hit it with your thumb. So if you're manhandling the screen here, you can't make it record from over here, at least not that I know of. Like, I haven't played with it a whole lot. But anyway, that is kind of my 2 cents of the camera, or on the camera. They say it uses 37mm filters. I haven't tried to mess with any of that yet. So I guess that's it. I will flip over and show you a little bit of this thing shooting in the dark, and so you can see what that's like. I'm also going to try using the infrared with a IR Surefire flashlight, just to see what kind of, how it performs that way. The one thing I really don't like about the camera right now is this is blaringly bright. If you're wanting to sneak this camera somewhere around in the dark, it's got a really bright blue LED right on the front of it. Obviously my zoom is on top, only 10x optical like I said before, but I don't know, it's a hell of a camera for the money. If you want a comparable Sony that's going to do this, you're going to pay $1,200, and I haven't really seen anything else in this category at this price point that'll do night vision. So big complaints on Amazon with the reviews were that it won't focus when it's in night mode. I noticed that a little bit, but it's not nearly as bad as people say, and maybe they've made improvements, firmware and whatnot. But I do notice it kind of hunt a little bit to try and focus, but it's not terrible at all. And right there on the screen you can turn off autofocus and do it yourself if you have it sit in a fixed point or something. That was the big complaint. If the camera's just sitting still not doing anything, it'll just suddenly lose focus. So another cool feature it has is pre-recording. So you can turn that feature on and off, and basically the scenario, like you're fighting, you're digging the camera, get it out of your pocket or whatever, turn it on, you hit the record button, and you've already missed the moment. So essentially the pre-record, as soon as it comes on, it starts recording, and it's always recording, and then when you hit the record button, it will actually save it. So a lot of those moments that will pass before you can get the camera going or get the button pushed, that auto record or pre-record kind of helps with that. So it's got some other stuff. It includes some software and whatnot, but in my opinion, bundled software is usually garbage. They do give you a nice little carrying case with a belt loop, which, if you're into that, is cool. I like that I can store the camera in this and it won't get beat up or whatever, if I throw it in a bag or whatnot. But all in all, I really like this thing for the money. Pretty killer. I'm going to do a lot of shooting with it this weekend, so I probably won't produce this video before that, so if my opinion changes a little bit, I'll be sure and tack that on the end. But anyway, let's check out some night vision shots with it, and then you guys can kind of decide for yourself if you like it. Oh, one more feature. It has this mode button to switch between camera mode and video mode. You can do that right on the screen too, so that's a little bit kind of useless in my opinion. Playback button is right here if you want to see the videos recorded. That will pop up. Here's my night vision shot. Anyway, you get the idea. So we'll do a little camera test here, and then any updates we need to. Only bad thing is, one of the things I read was batteries. I heard that it's kind of hard to get extras, and I haven't really tested battery life yet, so I don't know what kind of life I'm going to get out of it, but it's going to go into the city with me tonight, down to the haunted houses and stuff, so we will see how it holds up. Anyway, that's it. Thanks guys for watching. Please subscribe. I'll catch you on the next one.
to the 12th Street Bridge haunted houses, the Beast and the Edge of Hell.
This thing's really not focusing.
Bag's all wet. Yeah. It's pouring.
Just some final thoughts on this Bell+Howell camera. Took it out last night. In low light, when moving quickly, it does have focus issues. But, you know, for walking around and shooting stuff in the dark, it's pretty good. It transitions from low light to no light pretty easily. It looks pretty good. I'm a little bit let down with the focus. It's not huge. Still happy with the camera. It's still the best thing I think I've found in this price point. Just to conclude on the Bell+Howell camera, I still like it. If you're looking for a low light camera, works pretty good. I'm shooting on it right now, so I'm going to compare the quality to my other HD camcorder. So, well, that's it. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Catch you next time.